morning everyone, it's Rebecca from the Glitch Stitchery. The rain has finally cleared up, so maybe I'll actually get some sunlight for this video, otherwise I just have the gross overhead lighting for the moment. Now, I have my Paradise Fibers package for November. By the time this posts, it will have been a couple weeks after I opened it, but I think that's probably how long it's going to take me to get it spun, considering how many other things I have going on this month. And I don't know if you can see the bag, but it has these really cute, like, woodsy designs on it. This pattern in particular feels very Maine. These are all animals I see, I'm not gonna say super often, but I've seen every single one of these at least twice in the past year. Even the moose. So yeah, let's get this open. Let's see what they sent us for November. I'm thinking it's probably going to be something fairly natural-ish, but we'll see. I'm gonna grab my X-Acto knife. I never remember to grab it ahead of time. Alright, and this was stuffed into the mailbox pretty tight, so I think the paper is going to be super crumpled. That's on the mail person, unfortunately. Alright, Paradise Fibers November 2021 Fiber Club. Woodland, featuring new Tweedy Camel Merino shades. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, where do I start? Let's start with, oh, okay, that's nice. There's a really pretty pattern to use with these. The newest shades of the Tweedy Camel Merino blend inspire a season of rest with their gentle earth tones and robust, lofty texture while celebrating all things fall. Complementary to our existing pumpkin spice blend of the same makeup, garments made from these rare autumnal blends are sure to keep you cozy and warm throughout this blustery, windswept season. I remember the pumpkin spice one. It's wonderful. I haven't used the yarn for it yet. I ended up adding I had a little bit of Paco Vicuna, like an ounce. So one of the skeins is just the Tweedy Camel Merino, and then the other one has Paco Vicuna applied in it. I kind of want to weave with those, but I haven't. I always felt like I needed more yarn. This might be it. This might allow me to finish those. That one had pink in it, if I remember right. Alright, these blends contain the soft undercoat of the domesticated Mongolian Bactrian camel, the two-humped one. These rare camels produce a coat that consists of two types of fiber, the guard hair and the undercoat. The guard hair is coarse and long and protects the camel from the brutal winters of the Mongol steppes region. Their undercoat is quite soft and short and is used by the camel as insulation. The fibers shed naturally in the spring and are harvested, cleaned, and carded to separate the two types of fiber. The shorter staple length of the downy undercoat can be difficult to spin, especially when blended with longer fibers, as we have done in these blends. Mindfully attenuate the fibers as you draft to achieve a consistent yarn, or prepare the top into roll eggs for an easier spinning experience. Alright, so I remember spinning the blend last year, the one that they mentioned, the pumpkin spice one. And what I did was I spun it from the fold, and since I had it looped over my finger while spinning from the fold, that kind of tightened the merino around the camel so it didn't fall out, and I wasn't left with like just a handful of camel fluff at the end of drafting. So that's one idea, and it's probably what I'm going to do again, because it is really the easiest way to deal with different sized fibers for me personally. You can just run them through your blending board or a drum carder and make roll eggs or faux roll eggs, depending on your preference. And the looping of those, like the tube shape, will do the same thing but better. But just spinning it from the fold is the least effort. Alright, so they have a few pictures of examples of different ways to spin and ply them. I'm gonna not read that part as much because I kind of want to make my own decision once I see what the singles look like. Alright, in my bag, 2 new shades of Tweedy Camel Merino, 3 ounces of each. So we got Velvet Fog and Mountainside Mums. So they are merino, camel down, and black viscose tweed. So Velvet Fog. Let's see. Let's see if you can see it. All right, and then for the notions, we've got one, I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna say bundled up sheep sticker. One cinnamon and vanilla tea, 2 pomegranate stitch markers, and 2 suede garment tags. Ooh, those are cool. All right, let's get this open. This one's the notions bag. And then we've got 2 very lovely satin bags. I'm definitely reusing these for gifting purposes. All right, assuming they are color coordinated, this one would have Mountainside Mums in it. Yes, it does. So these are really cool. What we're looking at, let's see if I can find the end of it so I can wind it up. All right, so what they did is they blended a huge number of different shades of merino into each of these. And then they have, I think the camel is the beige and possibly some of the gray, and then there's also the tweed bits that are gray. So as you're spinning it, the colors will all blend together and they'll make a really interesting multifaceted, is that the word I'm looking for? It'll have kind of a dimensional look as the colors play off each other and blend together, and you just end up with a lot of really cool depth. So I am going to set that aside for the moment, and then we have this one, which based on the picture I'm more excited about. I like that one, but I'm more of an ocean tones kind of girl. Ah, yeah, this is great. They're both great, but this one, I dropped it. Yeah. All right. Where's the end? Here we go. So we've got blues and greens and teals and like a sea foam in there, and then the same grayish and beigeish colors that I'm assuming are the camel down plus the gray of the tweed. Now I am not 100% certain that I'm gonna like these two together, so I think I'm probably gonna spin them separately, but I'm not, I mean, I'll know for sure once I see the finished singles too. It's hard to guess ahead of time what stuff like this is gonna look like. Get that wound on there. And I will have to figure out where I put the first batch of Tweedy Camel Merino, because I had reorganized all of my yarns for Woven November so I could pull the weaving ones out, and I don't remember which bin that one ended up in. So I will look for it, but for now I am going to get the spinning wheels set up and we're going to get started on these. I'm going to spin them in the fold. Oh wait, notions bag. Got ahead of myself. I'm just really excited to spin those. They are really soft. All right. This is kind of a cool bag too. Okay. This is an adorable sticker. I love it. And we got, these are the pomegranate stitch markers. They're like little pink, red crystal things. I guess they do kind of look like pomegranate seeds. Then we got cinnamon vanilla. So cinnamon, rooibos, chamomile, sarsaparilla, natural vanilla flavor. This one's gonna go to my stepmother because of the cinnamon, but it sounds like it would be really good. And this one must have the garment bags in it. It's in a little envelope. Garment tags. Yep. So they look like this. These look like the ones that I keep seeing people put on hats. I like the teal color. All right, so now I'll get the spinning wheel set up and we'll start spinning in the fold and get these started. Alright, so my Paradise Fibers spin is done. I'm going to show you what I had finished, and I also pulled out last year's that was the same type of fibers. So let me see if I can, there's the card for that. I don't know where I put it. Alright, so last year they did a pumpkin spice blend, which was oranges and pinks, and then the baby camel and the tweed, the same as the current one. So this one is 3 plies of the pumpkin spice, and then this one is 2 plies pumpkin spice, 1 ply Paco Vicuna that I had from my stash. Now I don't know if you necessarily know what that is. It's not a super common fiber. Vicuna is an incredibly rare animal, and it's very hard to get. And then if I understand correctly, Paco Vicuna is Vicuna crossed with alpaca. I only had 1 ounce because it's quite pricey, but it added an extra drape and more of that camelid downiness. So these are last year's. So for this year, I did the more teal toned one. I split it in half. Now half of it I plied, like wrapping around a, I think lace weight alpaca tencel blend. So I ended up with an artsy yarn here. I am keeping it on the nitty naughty until I'm ready to wash it, because every time I let it off of tension, it starts to come undone a little bit. So I'm going to wash it kind of aggressively and hope that it felts a little bit to keep it together. But it has a really nice texture to it, so I'm hoping to use it for accent stripes in a weaving project. And then the rest of it, so 2 plies of the more red toned and 1 ply of the teal, I did this 3 ply. And it's pretty wild looking, but it is very fall. Like all of these colors are very much fall colors to me. And I have mixed feelings about it with these. I feel like, I mean, they share the color of the baby camel, but I don't really see any other shared colors. So I'm not actually sure I'm going to use them together. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like these should be used with something brown to just balance out the really bright pink and orange. But I feel like this should be used with something like wine red, if I'm like, because that would pop out the reds in this and bring out the greens nicely as well. So I'm still thinking about it. They will probably end up in a weaving project on the channel at some point, and you'll see them then. I'm trying to think if there was anything else about this, but that's about it really. I do really like these blends. I love the more interesting blends that we get sometimes from Paradise Fibers. I think my favorite was still the Gotland Tweed, because that was just so interesting, but these are really fun too. So I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna take some photos to end the whole thing, but I will see you next time. If you like my work and would like to see more, please follow the links in the description below to my Instagram and blog, or show your support by buying me a coffee. Most of all, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.